Buenas tardes, Bruno Perón aquí saludándolos desde Vancouver, Canadá. Pues como pueden ver, aquí en Canadá ya llegó la temporada de otoño y es una temporada hermosa, llena de colores. Y en Class Education es el inicio de nuestra gran temporada de descuentos de otoño 2021. Eso significa para ustedes que tendrán acceso a las mejores promociones con las mejores escuelas, becas, promociones exclusivas, descuentos, precios 2021, aunque vayan a estudiar en 2022. Así que es un momento para apartar su lugar. Regístrense en esta página, dejando sus datos. Estaremos en contacto con ustedes para compartirles los descuentos. Y yo espero verlos muy pronto en Canadá.
Class Education presenta un espacio que te brinda información de valor referente a la amplia gama de programas y beneficios de estudiar en Canadá para que tomes la mejor decisión. Class TV. Queda con ustedes nuestro anfitrión, Bruno Perón.
Muy buenas noches a todos, aquí saludándolos desde Vancouver. Me da mucho gusto tenerlos aquí con nosotros. Bienvenidos a todos a este espacio informativo que propone Class Education. Como vieron al inicio, estamos en temporada de descuento, temporada de otoño. Aquí en Vancouver ya, en todo el país se siente el otoño, se ve, se vive el otoño en Canadá. Y pues es una temporada muy hermosa y aprovechamos nosotros para ofrecerles unos descuentos importantes. Ya se los comenté un poco en el video anterior, pero si quieren más información con su asesor de Class Education, pero lo único que les puedo decir es que es el momento de apartar sus lugares, de apartar sus espacios para el 2022. Tenemos precios de este año, aunque vayan para el 2022. Tenemos descuentos de 50% en la gestión de su visa de Estudia y Trabajo, si es el caso. Becas parciales, hasta 40% de descuento en cursos de idioma, 30% en programas de estudio de trabajo, en fin, 50% de descuento en los coaching fees de Class Education, en fin. Lo mejor de todo eso, además, es que todas las promociones se pueden ir acumulando. Entonces, aprovechan, estamos en temporada para eso. Y lo que sí les quiero comentar también es que Canadá está siendo víctima de su propio éxito. Esperamos el doble de alumnos internacionales en Canadá en 2022 que hubo en 2021. Los espacios se van a acabar, así que aprovechan, apartan sus espacios y luego podemos ver planes de pagos, pero sí aprovechan para garantizar su lugar para no quedarse sin espacio. ¿Ok? Se lo comento. Vamos a hablar un poco más de eso a ratito con la escuela que invitamos el día de hoy. Y antes de ir con un poco más adelante, les quiero comentar que si están pensando, si es su primera vez que están aquí, están pensando irse a Canadá, pero no saben por dónde empezar, están buscando mejores oportunidades laborales, quizás están buscando un programa donde pueden emigrar a Canadá, pues de eso vamos a hablar hoy. Ese es el espacio para eso. De aquí les traemos informaciones de valor, información veredicta, donde que pueden usar para ya iniciar esos planes. Y Class Education estamos aquí para apoyarlos en ese sentido. ¿Ok? Estamos en vivo en Facebook Live, en YouTube y en LinkedIn. Los que están aquí por su primera vez, pongan una carita feliz para que veamos. Y los que son fieles seguidores, pónganos un corazoncito para que veamos quién está con nosotros desde ya varios episodios. Y les pido también que nos pongan un like, un suscribir y que nos ayuden a compartir esos espacios para que más gente se entere de lo que estamos haciendo aquí y que les podamos ayudar en sus planes de estudios en Canadá. ¿Ok? Varios de ustedes sé que nos conocen, pero hay algunos de ustedes que no nos conocen todavía. Les quiero comentar rápidamente quién es Class Education. Somos una empresa canadiense, orgullosamente canadiense diría yo. Ya tenemos 27 años y medio en este medio de la educación en el extranjero. Somos la empresa número 1 que se dedica a la promoción de la educación superior en Canadá. Estamos trabajando desde México, pero también cubrimos todo el continente de América Latina. Y estamos afiliados a varios organismos, como pueden ver ahí abajo, como uno que es, la Embajada de Canadá. Somos entrenados por la sección migratoria para lo de las visas, la Cámara de Comercio Canadiense, AMTE, que es el organismo mexicano de agencias de viajes de turismo educativo, y así varios otros organismos mundiales que rigen todo lo que es la industria de estudiar en el extranjero. Como empresa ofrecemos muchos servicios, ofrecemos un servicio integral, es decir, desde la consultoría, ayudándolos a escoger el mejor programa y la mejor institución para sus necesidades. Pero también hacemos todos los servicios de inscripción o registro a las instituciones, seguro médico, que es obligatorio para Canadá, el alojamiento, el trámite de las visas, la recepción en el aeropuerto, traducción de documentos, certificación certificación de sus calificaciones cuando regresan a México o cuando vienen de México a Canadá. Al fin, todos los servicios que uno necesita para venir a Canadá los pueden encontrar con Class Education en un solo lugar, y estamos más que nada aquí para asesorarlos y acompañarlos a lo largo de este gran proyecto hasta que ya están aquí, inclusive después que están aquí. ¿Okay? Tenemos oficina a lo largo del país en México. Atendemos a América Latina de forma remota, obviamente, pero también México. Y también tenemos oficinas aquí donde un servidor se encuentra. ¿Ok? Muy bien, entonces esa es la parte que les quiero comentar. Los 7 puntos de la clase de hoy con Bcit son los siguientes, son los 7 puntos más relevantes que los quiero comentar sobre esta gran institución. Y empezamos con el primero. Es un instituto politécnico público ubicado en Burnaby, British Columbia, Canadá. Burnaby es el municipio justo afuera de Vancouver. ¿Okay? Es una gran institución canadiense. Punto 2, es la mejor escuela de tecnología digital por segundo año consecutivo. Y este año, creo que 2021, se va a volver el tercer año consecutivo porque sigue siendo la número 1. En punto número 3, el 98% de sus graduados consiguen trabajo dentro de los primeros meses después de graduarse. 98% encuentran trabajo en lo que estudiaron. Ofrecen programas como certificados de 1 año, diplomas de 2 años, diplomas avanzados de 3 años, licenciaturas de 4 años y maestrías de 2 años, 1 o 2 años. Ofrecen más de 150 programas. La mayoría vienen con co-op. Los co-op son las prácticas laborales en áreas como Business y Media, Computing and Academic Studies, Construction, Environment, Energy, Health and Science, Automobile and Aviation. Entonces, 150 programas es una institución muy grande. El salario promedio de $70,000 durante el primero. Eso es el salario promedio de sus graduados al primer año que empiezan a trabajar. Este monto es muy arriba del promedio canadiense. Y, como si no fuera nada, el 100% de sus programas son elegibles al famoso Postgraduate Work Permit, que es el permiso laboral postgraduación que ofrece el gobierno canadiense a todos los alumnos internacionales para que trabajan hasta 3 años después de graduarse, ¿no? Legalmente dentro del país. ¿Ok? Entonces, eso es Bcit, una gran institución. No es la primera vez que los tenemos en nuestro espacio y los tenemos porque, como decimos en inglés, people just can't get enough of Bcit, ¿no? Espero que me hayan entendido. Es una institución muy deseada, muy cotizada, muy exitosa. Y entonces hacemos otro espacio para ellos para compartir más de su información porque pues ya estamos viendo inscripciones para otoño 2022 y queremos que tengan suficiente tiempo para iniciar ese proceso antes que se llene porque cada temporada esta institución se llena y ya no hay más espacio. Entonces este año vamos un poco más adelante con eso. ¿Ok? Bueno, entonces con nosotros el día de hoy les quiero dar la bienvenida a 2 señoritas que son representantes de Bcit. Vamos a hablar en inglés con ellas y me imagino que si algunos de ustedes están pensando ir a Bcit, pues tendrán que tener un buen nivel de inglés. Cualquier manera pueden hacernos llegar sus preguntas en español, no hay ningún problema, pero yo sí voy a estar hablando con ellas. Entonces, si están listos, agarran sus papeles y plumas o sus iPads o sus donde pueden agarrar notas y hacernos preguntas también. Y en un momento ya empezamos la entrevista con ellos. Muy bien, perfecto. Entonces, ahora sí, ya les quiero dar la bienvenida a la señorita Vicky Liu y Carolina Olivera, que son las representantes de Bcit aquí en Vancouver. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you, Bruno?
Or should I say buenas tardes? ¿Cómo están?
Sí, buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están?
Bien.
Hola.
Vicky, ¿cómo
Hola,
están?
everyone. I'm trying. I'm learning.
Or should I say lehoma? That's
Thank you for trying, Bruno.
it's like, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás en mandarín? Pero
Yes.
bueno.
Sí.
Okay, well, girls, I was just saying in the introduction that it's not the first time that we have you on the program, but people just can't get enough of Bcit and they want to know more. We have a good portion of our students that are going with you or applying with you, and I know that right now you're full for January intake, and you're taking applications for September 22. And we're being maybe early, somewhat early, but it's not early for Bcit because Bcit is a type of institution that fills up every single intake, and it's a good idea to work ahead of time. So I like the idea that we're working ahead of time, and I hope that I know you have a special for us today as well, and I hope that the people that are listening to us will jump on that because I think it's a great opportunity. It certainly is a great institution to be part of. So first things first. A lot of people on the line probably don't know Bcit. So why don't you tell us in your own words, words of experience, because I know, Carolina, you studied at Bcit.
Yes.
And Vicky as well, right?
No, I worked in Bcit for 7 years, so
Okay, yeah.
I don't really know a lot about Bcit, but it's not like Carolina. I didn't study, unfortunately.
So why don't you tell us in a few words, why is Bcit in the context of Vancouver, the province of British Columbia, in the country of Canada, why is it such a good institution, a good pick for international students to study at? In terms of programs, in terms of job opportunity, in terms of cost, in terms of timing, why is Bcit a place that they should really consider?
Yeah, sure. So maybe I'll start first, and Carolina, you can add any comment later.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Bcit is on the west coast of Canada. We are located in Metro Vancouver area with 5 campuses across Vancouver area. It's huge. And Bcit is just very different from the traditional university you have ever seen. In any program, any courses, students will spend half of the time in classrooms listening to the lectures, but they will spend the rest half of the time working on real-life projects, real-life tasks, co-op internship. It means they spend half of the time preparing for their career, getting trained for the skills they are needed. So that really prepares students for the future career. And our classrooms are our classes are very small compared to like if you go to other universities, you may sit in a theater room with over 100 students. But in Bcit, that won't happen. In all our classes, it's 16 to 28 people maximum. So in our largest school of business, you only sit with the rest 20-something students. And you all get to know your classmates, you all get to know your instructors. They can call you by your name. And if you fall asleep in class, that's terrible because your instructor will notice right away. Yeah, and and speaking of our instructors, they all have rich industry experience. And you are not just learning the knowledge, the skills from like 10 years ago. The instructors will let you know what the real life task looks like and get you prepared for the career you want. Yeah, and because of that, we are really proud of our employment rate. We really prepare our students for the future career. In most of our programs are 2-year diploma programs, and their employment rate is 91%. And if you study like a bachelor programs in Bcit, the employment rate is even higher, it's 98%. So if you want to find a job in Canada, or anywhere in the world, Bcit could be an excellent choice for you.
And that's what we hear all the time. You know, the fame of Bcit is that famous percentage, 91% for diploma graduate and 98% for postgraduate.
Correct. And this 91%, it's not just even higher because if you finish a diploma program, you have two choices. You can go for work and apply for your PGWP, or you can continue your studies and then continue to a bachelor's degree. So it's just not higher because a lot of students, they continue studying instead of working. So the 98% on the degree, it's like very accurate here for us.
Okay. So that's a very good clarification you did there, because the 91% is that a lot of them continue on to do a bachelor's degree. Okay.
Correct.
Very important. Okay.
Exactly. And another thing to add here, it's very important to mention that the Bcit instructors, they teach what is current. We have something in Bcit that it's very different from any ecology and university, that it's something called advisory committee. This committee are people from the industry, like managers, vice presidents, CEOs. Those people, they get together with our faculty twice a year to discuss our curriculum. So we make sure that whatever you're learning at Bcit, it's current and the industry needs. So this helps a lot. We graduate students ready to start working on the industry needs.
And that's huge. That's huge. That's what most employers always complain about. You know, say, well, great person, great gal, great girl, great guy, but no experience, right? And because you get them ready with training with experience, and you have those co-ops programs in the Bcit, the industry is also very, very satisfied with Bcit graduates. Here, I live in Vancouver, and I can tell you that Bcit is probably the top university or the top institution of higher education, and Bcit in Vancouver or in British Columbia means employment. It means resourceful. Means you got the right candidate for the job, right? So
exactly. Well, I can talk by experience as a student, as a former student, right? So I studied here. And a few things, like one thing is that it's real, that it's 50-50. We have real life projects in class. So once we go to start working, we kind of know what to do because we've done in class. And for me, I benefit for the 98% employment rate was within less than 6 months. I had for me was like before I finished Bcit, I had a job offer. So this is really, really true. Of course, it is intense. So you are going to be studying a lot. In a 2-year diploma, you're going to be studying between 120 and 140 credits. So be ready. You will be studying a lot, but it's worth it.
Yeah, true. There's a good comment from David G. He says, same thing happens in my country. It's probably Mexico, I assume. It's almost impossible to get a job without any experience. I agree with you, David. The difference here with BCIT is that the experience, you get it while you're still studying, right? So you're studying and you have a lot of opportunities to work in company while you're studying. And so you get, in the training, you get job ready, but also in the program, you have co-op opportunities. So you work in the industry, and when you graduate, you're 100% job ready. So that's the difference with a country, for example, like Mexico, or maybe other countries in Latin America, where there's a lot more emphasis on theory, and not a lot of programs have those co-op opportunities that are managed by the institution. So the institution, you don't go work at Starbucks when you're studying computer engineering, right? You could, but that doesn't count as a co-op opportunity, right? So they send you to the right kind of industries where you actually put in action what you're learning in the classroom. So that, I think, is key. That's one of the key for BCIT, but it's also key for a lot of the post-secondary education system in Canada. It's that relationship, or that synergy between the private sector and the educational sector. They work really well together and get the students ready. So very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people are asking already about English requirements, academic requirements to get into BCIT. When do the programs start? You have 3 intakes per year. Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, I'll go there. Yeah, I'll go there, and then you add the comments, Vicky, this time. So we have 3 intakes per year, but the main intake is September. So the applications for September 2022, they are open right now. So this is important. Like, it's not too early to apply, as Bruno mentioned before. So applications are open, and then the requirements. So it is slightly different for each program. It will depend on the program that you're going to apply for. But the good news here is English. You will need English to study at BCIT. So I'm going to use IELTS as an example, just because it's the most famous one, I would say. Majority of the courses, they will require 6.5 overall in the IELTS academic. Okay, not the IELTS general training, the IELTS academic. If you need to improve your English, BCIT has an English program called ICEP, and I'm sure Bruno can help you later if you have any questions about ICEP, but you can study English here or any of the partner schools. And then for, depending on the program, it's going to be slightly different, but majority of the programs, for the full-time programs, you will have to have the math requirement, physics, chemistry, really depends. But again, good news, you can use the International High School Diploma from Mexico or from any other country. You just need to meet the minimum entrance requirements, and your transcript must be in English, but you can apply with your transcript. If you need to upgrade your grades, or if by any chance you did not take math or anything like this in high school, we have a few upgrading tests or challenging tests that you can take as well, and then you will meet the minimum requirements to apply for the program.
Okay. I have a question from Hector Cardenas. He says, "Are you accepting Duolingo?"
Yes, we are temporarily accepting Duolingo. Duolingo will most likely be accepted only until the September 2022 intake. So far, yes, but I'm not sure after September 2022, I don't think we're going to continue to accept Duolingo.
Okay, so take advantage of that. If you're with Duolingo, Hector, hurry up, because it's time is running out. Okay, so we talked about English requirements, and there are different requirements, I guess, for different programs, but usually a high school diploma is needed. Or if you go do a postgraduate degree, then you need a licenciatura, a bachelor's degree in Mexico. Remember that all those documents need to be translated by official translators, and at Class Education, we take care of this for our students. So we have official translators that are recognized by the Canadian Embassy in Mexico or in Latin America. So we have those translators that are official, and the translation is done internally at Class. Okay. Okay. Let's talk now about another big question is, how much does this cost? How much does it cost to get an education at Bcit?
Sure. It is, again, slightly different each program, but the average is 10,000 Canadian dollars per term. So in a diploma program, you will be studying 4 terms in 2 years. So it's going to be around 40,000 Canadian dollars. But then remember, the median annual income is $70,000 when you finish your diploma with us. And then you can work as well while you are studying. You can work for 20 hours per week while you're studying. So this can also help with the cost of the tuition.
Yeah, talk about investment. You pay $20,000 per year from September to April, let's say, for 2 years. And first year, the average salary for graduates is $70,000. And that's not the highest one, because you have some that are, in the hundreds probably. So $70,000 is way above the Canadian average. I think the Canadian average is 56. So 70 is quite a bit higher. So very good. Very good.
And I just want to add a comment about the tuition. Just because in a 2-year diploma program, you are likely to receive over 120 credits. That's the amount of credits you will receive from a 4-year bachelor degree from other schools. So if you think about the credit and the tuition per credit is almost half of the amount compared to other schools.
That's a very good point, Vicky. Thank you for making that point. In Canada, every course is worth usually 3 credits. So if you have 120 credits, that means you have 40 courses, and 40 courses is usually a bachelor's degree. So you do a bachelor's degree in 2 years as opposed to 3 years. So you save money, you save time, and you start making money faster. So very good.
Right.
Okay, a couple of very interesting questions here. One is from Alejandro Burgues. I hope I said it right. Besides the Burnaby campus, what are the programs that we can take in the downtown building? I guess Alejandro might be living in Vancouver already. What are some of the programs offered in downtown?
So if you are going to study business, computing, graphic design, or upgrade your English, there's a chance that you may be located to the downtown campus. So business, computing, graphic, English.
Okay. While we continue talking about this, are you able to share some of the pictures of the campus so we can see, because Bcit is a beautiful institution. They've got some state-of-the-art buildings, huge buildings. The one at the airport.
The aerospace.
I think it fits airplanes a whole. Like it's got a Boeing 727 or 737 in there. And I don't know how many helicopters and smaller planes. So if we can share some of those pictures for people to get to know, it'd be great.
Yes.
While we do this, I'm going to take another question from Richard Ortiz Espinosa. Let me read the question. Hola, Bruno. Mi pregunta es para ti. ¿Se puede estudiar en un college privado los que tienen programas no elegibles para Postgraduate Work Permit y luego pasar a la universidad college público? Extender el permiso de trabajo estudiante estando en Canadá, o debo decidir desde un principio si voy a un colegio universidad público. Ok, buena pregunta, Richard. Es un poco complicado lo que me preguntas, pero sí, la respuesta en pocas palabras es sí. Puedes hacer lo que quieras, estudiar en una institución privada y luego transferir a una institución como Bcit, una institución pública, y no pasa nada. Quizás te revalidan o no, según en qué college privado vas a estar. Pero para darte más información sobre eso, me gustaría saber cuál es la institución privada en donde vas a estudiar y te puedo contestar mejor. Pero el hecho que lo puedes hacer, sí lo puedes hacer sin ningún problema y no te va a afectar de ninguna manera. ¿Okay? Entonces, de hecho, varios de nuestros alumnos vienen aquí a Canadá a hacer primero un programa de Estudia y Trabaja en un college privado, precisamente, mejoran su nivel de inglés, agarran experiencia laboral, empiezan a trabajar, ganan dinero, con eso pagan su costo de vida aquí y luego entran en una institución pública como Bcit y hacen su diplomado. Entonces, no serías el primero en hacer eso y es totalmente ilegal, no hay ningún problema. ¿Okay? Muy buena pregunta. Gracias, Ricardo o Richard. Okay, now we talked about cost, we talked about requirements. Let's talk about opportunities. COVID was harder on some countries than others. Canada was hit, but in perspective, I think we did really well through COVID. And now that COVID is almost behind us, I would say almost because I want to knock on wood at the same time. I would say that the state of the economy and the state of our back to normal is almost here, and we feel it's here to stay, right? Do you agree with that statement? And tell us about labor opportunities in the province post-COVID or as of today.
Yes, I think we agree with that. And then Canada is just even more open to international students and immigration nowadays. The job market right now, it's getting very warm, so there's a lot of opportunities. And if I'm not wrong, Bruno, correct me, but until 2028 or 2029, Canada wants to have more than 1 million job opportunities. So this is a great timing to start preparing yourself and getting an education. So once you have your diploma and you're ready to work, you're going to be ready with the skills that you need to start your career in Canada.
You're right, but the job opportunity, 1 million job, is not for Canada. It's for BC. It's for the province of British Columbia alone. Okay,
there we go.
Yeah, Vancouver is in a province called British Columbia, and between 2020 and 2028, we are expecting 1 million jobs. That means, I mean, we are about 3.5 million people in the province now. So can you imagine what this means for the province? I mean, if you look at the book, if you look in the dictionary, growth, and I think there's a picture of BC in there. So a very strong job offer. And Bcit in that sense is a market leader, is a key player in preparing students, both Canadians and international students, for that job market. Because remember that you need, here's that information. Say, I was wrong, 985,000 positions between now and 2028, and we are in 2022 almost now. So this is here now. This could be you when you graduate in 2 years from now. You could be right in the middle of that big job wave that we see coming here. And that's because a lot of people want to live here. A lot of companies want to be here because a lot of people want to live here. So it's just it one thing brings the other. And also there's very qualified workforce in the province, and the climate is very moderate. So it's one of those places in the world where people want to be, people want to live, and companies usually follow people. So that's what's happening. And it says right there that 44% of these jobs will need to be will have to have a university diploma or certificate, degree. So some sort of post-secondary training. And Bcit, again, is an expert at getting people ready for the job market, getting them certified. And when you have a Bcit certification on your curriculum, you have a job pretty much, right? So that's a very important piece of information there. So in the province and in the country, we are now at about 83% fully of the people in BC and Canada that are fully vaccinated with 2 shots. And I'm talking about people from 12 years and up, not just 18 and above, but rather 12 years old and up. My son is actually 11. He's already double vaccinated. So that's a fact. And also now we're approaching 90% of the population that's vaccinated with at least the first shot. Again, from 12 years old and up. And these numbers keep growing. So we are one of the most vaccinated country in the world. So we talked about, let's talk about why is it urgent to apply to Bcit for fall 2022? Because though you are a huge institution, you have 50,000 students
per year.
Still, per year. I mean, that's mind-boggling right there. But it still fills up. This thing is it's a monster, right? So why is it important to reserve a spot now at Bcit, given certain programs are maybe more in demand than others, but all of them fill up year after year?
Right. So most of the programs in Bcit, they are first qualified, first accepted. It means once the students meet the entrance requirements and there is a space available in the program, they will be accepted right away. Like for now, it's 3 weeks into the admission for September 2022, and we already have several programs that are already full, like digital design development, new media design, and web development. These two programs, they are almost full, like on the first day application opens up. And business information technology management, that program is full already as well. Because it's just the information technology is so popular these days. So we have received many applications to computing and IT. So these three programs, they are already full 3 weeks into the application. We still have seats for other programs, but they won't be there forever. So for the most of the programs, they are first qualified, first accepted. So it's important to get your documents ready now and submit the application right away. Because if you take your time, if you take it slow, when you are ready, maybe the seats are not available anymore.
Yeah, with BCIT, the expression "when you snooze, you lose" is applicable, right? So let's do something. We have a survey I'd like to throw on the screen right now, so for everyone to answer. Whoever is listening to us right now, we have a questions. We'd like to know why you're here. Why are you watching us today? Is it because we're a bunch of good-looking people, or is it because one of those 4 reasons there you can see? The first reason is that you came upon this information by just not by mistake, but randomly, and you clicked on it and you're watching us. Second one is you want to improve your professional profile by studying in Canada. The third one is you have heard that by studying in Canada, you can work and study, you can have migration, you can apply to work in Canada and eventually get the PR status. Or the fourth one is that you know exactly how this works. You are ready to go. You have committed to this. You are ready to do this. You're just finding out where you're going to apply, where you're going to study, or maybe what program you're going to study. But you already are pretty much decided that you're going to do that. So so go tell us. So right now we have 100% of people saying they know about this program or they've heard about this program and are very interested. Let's see how this moves. Typically, this starts moving. There you go. Entonces, que nos digan por qué están aquí el día de hoy, si están aquí porque llegaron de rebote aquí, vieron este post y lo hicieron clic y están escuchando y están tratando de entender qué está pasando. Uno, quieren mejorar su perfil académico por estudiar en Canadá. El tercero es escucharon que a través de programas de educación superior en Canadá pueden estudiar, trabajar y eventualmente emigrar a Canadá. Y la cuarta categoría que está en amarillo es que ya saben de qué se trata, saben que quieren estudiar en Canadá, están identificando en qué programa o en qué institución lo van a hacer, pero ya se tomó esa decisión y están en eso. Okay, so interesting. We have 13% of people that are saying that they know they've taken that decision. They're looking at where they're going to apply, maybe when, maybe in which program. About 80% are saying that they've heard about these programs and they're here to find out more. So you are in the right place. I hope this information is useful to you. And another 11% want to improve their academic profile by studying in Canada, which is also very valuable. Okay. So we're going to keep receiving this information and we're going to compile this. It's always interesting to see, who we're talking to. Next thing I want to talk about. Well, we know that that Bcit is a very innovative institution, and has always been a la vanguardia. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say it. I forgot how to say that in English. But tell us, how does Bcit help their students? We talked about getting market ready or job ready, but also how do you make the link between the school and the industry? How does Bcit do it on a daily basis during the programs?
Vicky?
Anybody?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So one thing I mentioned before is that all our instructors, they come from the industry. They have a rich industry experience, and they probably still have connections with the industry. And throughout the programs, students do have lots of opportunities for internship, for co-op. They visit the companies, they visit the industry, build their connections. And before COVID, we do have career fairs for students. So the industry employers, they come to our campus, meet our students, and they probably hire some students right away on the spot. And during the COVID, I believe it is moved to online right now. And we also have a career service organized by the Student Association. There is one career rep for each school, and there is one career rep for international students. So if you have problems looking for jobs, if you need help with your resume interview, the career service is there ready for you. So we do provide a 360 career service to our students.
Yeah, and another thing that we have here that I used when I was a student, we have something that called eJobs. It's a job board, and then students can use. It's like Indeed or LinkedIn that you're gonna look for jobs. But because it's Bcit, the employers, they go there looking for Bcit students. So I applied for a few jobs using this eJobs, and it's for the Bcit students. So you enter there with your Bcit login, and you can find all the job posts from the industry partners that we have.
Wonderful, wonderful. What did you study, Carolina, at Bcit?
I studied marketing management.
Marketing management.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question from Astrid KM. She said, what programs do you have in healthcare? So we'll answer that question, but also could you prepare maybe a list of your different schools and maybe a list of the programs so we can have a visual of the different, I know it's 150 programs, but let's see at least the different schools where we can list some of the programs or some of the highlighting programs in each faculties or each school of Bcit.
Yeah, sure. I'll do the slides.
Yeah. And then we can see the healthcare programs over there. Okay. While Vicky is preparing and sharing her screen, I must say that we do not have many programs in healthcare, but we still have. We're going to get there. Vicky's going to show right now.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. So overall, we have over 150 programs open to international students. You can find the full list on our website. So you can take a picture here, bcit.ca/international/program/full-time. Yeah, if you do a quick Google search, Bcit International Full-Time Programs, it should take you to this page as well. So we have programs in business, computing, engineering, health science, automotive, and aviation. And I'll quickly go through some of them. So School of Business and Media, that's our largest school in Bcit. All the programs in the green boxes on the top, they are business programs. We have many 2-year diploma business programs. And after completing the diploma programs, you have the option to study for another year to receive the Bachelor of Business Administration. So that's 3 years to receive a bachelor degree in business, compared to maybe 4 years from other schools. So you save on the time. And the programs in the middle, they are digital design programs, very popular. And the programs down there, they are media programs. Yeah, if you almost everyone, like in the media industry in BC, they take some courses with Bcit. So yeah, these are definitely excellent media programs. And then we have School of Computing and Academic Studies. We don't have many computing programs, but they are super competitive. They are really great. Computer Information Technology and Computer Systems Technology are probably the most popular computing programs. They are competitive entry. You probably need strong academics to be accepted. And we also have bachelor degrees. They are 2-year bachelor degrees in game development and network security. We also have forensic investigation. It's a pretty cool program because cybersecurity is so popular these days, and it's a good time to study cybersecurity and work in the industry. And then we have School of Construction and the Environment. The programs on the top green box, they are 2-year diploma programs. So architecture, civil engineering, interior design, geomatics, great programs. We also have the civil engineering, construction management. The programs in the middle, they are bachelor programs. And under this school, we have 2 master programs, building engineering, building science. So if you are interested in architecture, building, we have great programs for you. And School of Energy, we have several engineering programs like chemical and environmental technology. If you care about our environment, if you want to devote yourself to environmental protection, this could be a great program, chemical and environmental technology. And we also have industrial network cybersecurity. As I mentioned, cybersecurity is really a hot topic at the moment, and almost all the industries need cybersecurity professionals. So it's a really good time to enter this program and study cybersecurity. And we also have telecommunication systems technician. As everyone knows, it's 5G. 5G is coming into our lives. If you study telecommunication, you will probably study 5G as well. And School of Health Science. We don't have many health science programs open to international students, but we do have a few here: biomedical engineering, food tech, occupational health and safety. And down there, the 2 programs in the blue purple box, they are bachelor programs. And finally, we have a School of Transportation. We have programs related to aviation. So we have an aerospace technology campus close to the Vancouver International Airport. It's a pretty cool campus. We actually have a hangar with over 20 aircrafts. So not all the schools could afford the maintenance of these aircrafts, but we can. It's kind of like a one of its kind program campus on the west coast of Canada. And if you study aviation, you will spend half of your time working on the airplanes. And it's pretty cool. And we also have automotive service technician and operations. In North America, everyone needs a car. So the industry need for automotive technicians is really high. So just want to give you a quick look of our programs. Yeah.
And of course, we have real cars, not only real airplanes as well. Vicky, do you want to show the pictures of the campus?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
You also have you mentioned, I think I saw a new program, I think heavy machinery
technology.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Like the big trucks and diesel monsters, you have that as well, right?
That's correct.
That's a lot of, I know that's a lot of program, but this Class Education TV episode will be on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. So you'll be able to see it afterwards and pause it and click it and take a picture, whatever. But all this information, I remind you that with Class Education, your partner here, we can go through every program. We can look at the requirements. We can guide you through this. And also we do the application ourselves for our students. So all the documents that need to be translated, because there's a number of things you need to gather to be able to apply at Bcit. So I would strongly encourage you to do this with a professional agency that can guide you through it, and also guide you through your visa application where you can study and work while you're in Canada. These are very important steps that you cannot make a mistake on, because if you do, it could really jeopardize your entire project.
Definitely.
Okay. A couple of good questions that I saw in the chat. Well, quite a few actually. Forget who it was, but someone asked about pathway programs. You do have pathway with schools. He was referring to ILAC and other institutions like that. So, what institution? Oh, you do have pathways with a few language provider in Canada. One of them is VGC here in Vancouver. Do you work with any other schools as well that can offer pathways?
Yes, we work with VGC, as you mentioned, and with Kaplan as well.
Kaplan. Okay, very good. Okay. So you can find those programs with Class Education. We are representative of these schools as well. So we're more than happy. And also you have your own school of English within Bcit, right? Okay.
Correct.
Let's talk about you. Well, I'll take more questions in a minute. But before other people start, leaving, I want to make sure we tell them about the special we have today. Bcit is offering us despite the fact that they will be fully booked before too long for September 2022, they are offering us today 5 free application waivers for the application at the school. That is exclusively through Class Education. So anyone that's connected to this Class Education TV episode today is eligible to that free application. The first 5 will get it. So this will not stay for long. We will probably have this application this week. So I would urge you to act on this, because this is another bonus that Bcit is offering us. And anyway, so ask your Class Education consultant. If you are interested, leave your contact information in the platform where you're at. And while I'm here, I'd like to thank Bcit for those free application waivers for the first 5 students that will apply for September 2022. Okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Muy bien. Okay, let's take a few more questions, and then I want to talk about some other stuff about Canada. Kuron Nover, I'm not sure how to say that name. I'm guessing you do part-time job and full-time job during summer as support. Is this always in the area we're studying, correct? Okay. Yeah, while you're studying, you can work part-time. You could work in your industry or not. You don't have to. If you want to work in a job that can adjust with your schedule, you could work just about anywhere, but it could also be related to what you're studying, but it's not necessary. In the summertime, same thing applies. You could work in your job, or you can work in a job that that suits you, that pays you well or whatever. And also, many of BCIT's program have co-op opportunities. So sometimes those co-op also happens during that time, and these are paid co-op, so you can get paid. And these co-op job opportunity would be in the industry of what you're studying. Okay, but coming back to the 98% of graduate students that find jobs, these are job related to their area of studies. It's not people working at Starbucks or McDonald's. Which is nothing wrong with that, but these are jobs that are related to the career they study. Okay, I hope I answered your question, and I'd like to know how to pronounce your name. I think we've already answered that question. Ricardo Ortiz, ya la contestamos. I think we're going from top to bottom. A ver si hay otras preguntas. ¿Podrá estudiar una maestría? Si es que sí, ¿cuáles serán los requisitos? Y también podría trabajar y emigrar. Se me valdrían mis estudios que tengo en México.
Yes.
You want to take that, Carolina?
Yeah, I can take that one. It will depend a little bit on the master's degree, on the program that you will want to study. The entrance requirement for each program is different. But of course, for the majority of for all the programs, you have to have a bachelor's degree. And yes, you can use the one from your country, but it will definitely depend on the program that you wanted to apply for. And if you can work, yes, it's the same. You're going to have a study permit, and you can work part-time while you're studying and full-time during breaks and post-graduation work permit as well.
Yeah. Okay. There's a question from Fernanda Flores. They say, do you have campus in Montreal? No, BCIT does not have campus in Montreal, only in Vancouver. Well, and there's 4 campuses, right? 4 campuses in Vancouver, in the Vancouver area. 5 campuses, sorry. Yeah. So, yeah. 4 campuses, no, 5. in the Vancouver area, all in the Vancouver Lower Mainland, but there's no campus outside of this area. There's nothing in Montreal. Fernanda, if you're interested in Montreal, we have other institutions there, and you're more than welcome to leave us your contact information, and we can connect you with schools and institutions in the Montreal area. Okay. Pato Calimán, si estoy en una universidad de medicina aquí en Mérida, Yucatán, ¿puedo hacer intercambio para Canadá?
I understand that you want to study 1 semester here, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do not have a medicine program. I forgot the word in English, the medicine program in BCIT. But no, you cannot also just do 1 semester. It's a little bit different here. You would have to start studying from the beginning, but we do not have a medicine school.
Yeah. Medicina en Canadá es cerrado para internacionales, entonces la mejor opción sería estudiar ciencias de la salud, donde hay muchísimo trabajo, muchas oportunidades, donde encontrarás trabajo 100% seguro, pero no como doctor o como doctora o doctor, que es pato, pero sí en las diferentes áreas de ciencias de la salud hay muchas oportunidades y eso sí también se puede hacer en instituciones canadienses. ¿Okay? ¿Qué otra? Burondo, ay, me están maltratando con los nombres hoy. Voy a decir Burondo, ¿ok? Hola, ¿puedo reservar espacio para estudiar con ustedes en 2023 o otro año en un futuro lejano? No,
Unfortunately not. No, we do not have conditional acceptance. Bcit is very straightforward. You need to meet the entrance requirements, apply, and then if you are offered a seat, we give you your LOA directly. We do not have any conditionals.
No. David, same thing. Okay, we've already talked about this, the comment that David made earlier today. What scholarship or sponsorship opportunities do you have? Cristina Guadalupe Capiz.
Okay, so Bcit does not have an entrance scholarship, but we have a merit-based scholarship, and this is for the best students during the first year studying at Bcit. They might get offered a scholarship for their second year. Mm-hmm. So just study very hard on the first year, and you might get a chance.
¿Qué nivel de inglés necesito para estudiar en Bcit? I think we already talked about this, but let's cover it again.
Sure. It's the majority of the programs, they required IELTS academic, 6.5 overall.
Okay. 6.5 academic. And Duolingo is 115?
115, yes.
115 for Duolingo. Thank you, Vicky.
Okay. All right. Okay, we'll take another question. Then I want to show a testimonial from a student that's at Bcit. ¿Puedo estudiar diseño de interior?
Yes, we have an interior design program at Bcit. So you can ask Class Education for more information, but then they can provide you with all the detail and everything, but we have interior design.
Muy bien, perfecto. Okay, let's see a quick testimonial from one of our students that's at Bcit. And then we're going to come back and talk about some interesting thing about employment opportunities and immigration opportunities. Then we'll continue taking some questions, and we'll try to finish in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Stuart Barnes. Soy un estudiante de segundo año en la Universidad de British Columbia Institute of Technology, aquí en Vancouver. Hace unos 2 años aproximadamente me acerqué con Class Education para que me pudieran asesorar a encontrar una oportunidad que se adapte a mis conocimientos profesionales, pues ya llevo trabajando yo varios años y pues quería complementar lo que ya he hecho en el trabajo con algunos temas que involucren tecnologías de información. Class Education pues me proporcionó mucha ayuda con respecto a esto, me estuvo orientando de los programas que existían en Vancouver y pues de los costos y también inclusive pues cómo acomodarse aquí en la ciudad. Les recomiendo mucho, pues puedan utilizar a Class Education, ha sido una institución que me ha apoyado bastante, le da seguimiento a la gente una vez que inclusive ya están aquí en Vancouver, lo cual pues es un plus que recomiendo mucho. Aprovechen mucho aquí la ciudad de Vancouver, es muy bonita. Hace calor, curiosamente, y yo creo que al final de cuentas pues todos van a disfrutar de esta gran ciudad, tiene mucho que ofrecer y es muy abierta para la gente de diferentes partes del mundo, entonces eso también es un beneficio pues, porque es una ciudad muy, muy internacional. Un gusto.
Muy bien. Él es Stuart, un alumno nuestro que empezó en plena pandemia el año pasado, hizo un año en línea y ya se incorporó en septiembre aquí en Bcit. Está feliz. Ya compró su coche y la semana pasada, y porque estoy en contacto con él, y se gradúa, creo, no me acuerdo si se gradúa en diciembre o si se gradúa en abril, pero ya está a punto de graduarse. Muy, muy feliz con su inversión en Bcit. Ok. Antes de, hay muchas preguntas, pero antes de eso quiero que tocamos base con un tema muy, muy central donde yo siento que Bcit tiene un papel muy importante, que es que tiene que ver con lo que anunció nuestro ministro de Migración y un poco la situación que está pasando en Canadá. Entonces les quiero enseñar unos números canadiense de oportunidades laborales, puestos laborales y lo que está pasando un poco en nuestra economía aquí en Canadá. Y van a ver por qué esto es importante. La situación laboral en Canadá está en una posición un poco crítica en este momento. Tenemos, como ven, al lado izquierdo, 1,100 jubilados nuevos diariamente en Canadá y tenemos 648 inmigrantes nuevos que llegan al país. Entonces, allá, y si ven nuestra tasa de mortalidad y nuestra tasa de nacimiento, no hay gran crecimiento allá por los nuevos canadienses que van entrando en Canadá. Entonces, esta suma de números ahí nos da un negativo 414 puestos laborales que quedan descubiertos diariamente en Canadá, y eso pues hace que hace falta gente. Hay más trabajos que gente en Canadá en este momento, y eso aplica a todas las industrias en general. Y si multiplicamos eso con el tema COVID, que muchas nuevas personas ya no quieren regresar a trabajar porque pues ya abrieron su tienda online o hicieron otra cosa o están trabajando desde freelance, desde su casa. Hay muchos puestos laborales abiertos en Canadá ahorita y las empresas se están peleando los empleados, tanto que están ofreciendo paquetes especiales para que vengan a trabajar. Entonces, les quiero decir eso porque cuando hablamos hace ratito que solo en British Columbia viene casi 1 millón de empleos de aquí hasta 2028. 2028 es a la vuelta, son 6 años. Es enorme las oportunidades laborales que hay en Canadá, pero lo que hizo Canadá es que sí puso los ojos en el sector educativo para nutrir estas necesidades de nuestra economía y también para nutrir el sistema migratorio de Canadá. Carolina es un ejemplo de eso. Es era alumna internacional y hoy día es trabajador ya de la misma institución donde estudió. Y seguramente quiero pensar que ya está en proceso para volverse residente permanente y eventualmente ciudadana canadiense, ¿no? Y esos programas son perfectamente bien diseñados para eso. Y les quiero enseñar un comentario que hizo varias veces nuestro ministro de Migración, el señor Medicino, que dice: nuestro mensaje a los alumnos, los estudiantes y graduados internacionales es sencillo. No solo queremos que estudien aquí, sino queremos que se queden aquí. Y otra vez el ejemplo de Carolina, perdóname Carolina que te uso como ejemplo.
Sí, no hay problema.
Pero es eso, ¿no? Gente viene aquí a buscar buenas oportunidades académicas, las cuales les permite trabajar mientras estudian, luego trabajar tiempo completo hasta por 3 años después de graduarse, y allá aseguran un buen trabajo que les dan una oferta laboral, y con eso ya reúnen todos los requisitos para aplicar por la residencia permanente y volverse residente permanente en el país y 5 años después ya hacerse ciudadanos canadienses, ¿no? Entonces, eso es una realidad. Y cuando el ministro de Migración dice que queremos que se queden aquí, no solo que vengan aquí a estudiar, eso para mí es un mensaje muy, muy clave, muy claro del gobierno canadiense, que ha puesto los ojos en el sector educativo para nutrir el sector migratorio y el sector laboral al mismo tiempo. Y es de eso hablamos de la sinergia, ¿no? Entre el sector educativo, cómo va aportando y dando soluciones a lo que está pasando en Canadá. Entonces, es una gran oportunidad. Si ven lo que está pasando en Canadá, eso es real, pero al mismo tiempo no se dejen engañar por gente que les ofrece trabajo, porque escuché de una noticia que salió en México hace un mes más o menos, de gente que pedían dinero para que les encuentren trabajo y no había tal cosa. Hay trabajo, sí hay trabajo, pero es a través de un proceso migratorio, a través de un proceso más que nada académico, donde las instituciones les dan la certificación para trabajar en Canadá y con eso ya pueden trabajar mientras están estudiando y al graduarse también, todo dentro de un marco legal. ¿Ok? Muy, muy importante este tema. Porque mucha gente nos lo preguntan en cada episodio. Ok, ya son las 6:04, vamos terminando. Hay más preguntas que no he contestado. Si hay algunos, igual y tomamos un par de preguntas más, hay un poco más de tiempo. Mientras tanto, I just realized I'm speaking Spanish and I didn't.
Okay.
You're getting an intensive class of Spanish right now, Vicky.
Yes.
What would you say, Vicky and Carolina, what would you say in your own words to people that are people that are listening to us that are thinking about coming to Canada, about coming to Vancouver, about coming to Bcit possibly as well? What would you tell them? Why this is a good idea? Why this is the right time to do it? And why they should take advantage of the different promotion that we have on today for them? Why is this the right time to do it?
I'll go first then. Okay, I think it's a great moment. Like Canada and the world, actually, we are recovering from the pandemic, and Canada is recovering really, really well. So very, very good timing to start studying, to have a great opportunity, and then to prepare for your future career here in Canada. And again, once again, Bcit will prepare you, will provide you skills so you can start working right after graduation. So great time. The economy is calling you, like time to start like preparing again with the borders opening, with the vaccination going on. So best time to come and take advantage of the 1 million jobs that will come in the future.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, I was an international student myself, and I just feel like from my own experience, studying in Canada is very different from like going to other countries. So if you come to Canada and get your degree or diploma here, it's internationally recognized, and Canada, so your education is recognized not only in Canada, but also like in other parts of the world and in your home country. And in Canada, we don't want you just to, study here. We want you to stay here and provide you the work experience. So coming to Canada, you will get a world-class education and an excellent overseas work experience. So I think this work and study combination is not offered in each country. And Canada and Bcit prepares you for the career you want. And so just submit your application, and you are investing. You are making the right investment for your future.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, and I think it is. You're right. It is the right time because of the job opportunities, but also it's the right time. Also, if you want to secure a spot for September, now is the time to do it. They just opened the registration for September. Some programs are already full or getting full, so hurry and secure your spot. The job opportunity that Carolina mentioned is also a very good incentive, but also Bcit is giving us five free applications for the first 5 people that register with us today that are on this webinar. And also class has special promotions, which I'd like to put on the screen now if we can put it. We have 50% discount on our coaching fees for our students that are on this webinar today, part of our unique promotion for fall 2022. So we have 50% discount on our services for you to get your visa, and we have 50% discount on coaching fees from Class Education. So all these promotion are, you can combine them together and you can add them up. So if you do that, if you put all these discounts together, you have at about 10,000 pesos worth of discounts right now, right here, just for being here today with us. Okay, so it's not bad. I have another a quick question that I want to take from. First of all, I want to thank Kuro Nober because he told me his name is Eber, so that's a lot easier. He says, I have a Trinity certificate as C2 only for the speaking, listening skills. Is that accepted by the institution? I don't think it is accepted.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure which English test you took, but I don't recall any like C2 English test. We do accept IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, CAEL, CAEL, CAE, and Pearson test. If you can specify which English test you took, and maybe reach out to Class Education, to Bruno, they will help you to get ready for the entrance requirements and get the right English test result.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. So that's the best way to go. And Astrid KM, I understand that the best way to get to live in Canada is first studying, but with 20 hours of permitted work per week is enough to maintain my family, me and 2 kids? I would say no, Astrid. I would say that's the hard truth. I think that you need to have at least the first year covered in terms of tuition fees for Bcit. That's about $20,000. Living in Vancouver, on the Vancouver area, will cost you, for you and 2 kids, will not cost you anywhere less than $1,500 to $2,000 per month, at least. So if you work part-time in a Starbucks, you would make about $1,200 per month, approximately. So no, it will not be enough. But unless you work in, at a higher paying job. But remember, you also have to go to school, and Bcit is a busy school environment, right? So, and then kids could be in school for free. And then, as a matter of fact, I'd like to go through the different benefits that the Canadian visa offers you. What you can do besides working 20 hours per week. But I would say that it's not enough. It will help. It's a help, but it will not carry you through and will not pay for your school. That's for sure. Though you could work full-time in the summertime, it still probably won't be enough to maintain you with 2 kids in Vancouver. Now, if you're a 20-year-old person who comes by itself, the 20 hours per week will help paying your rent and your food, and that's about it. And so that you could almost maintain yourself, but not with 2 kids. Okay. All right. We have a slide about the different benefits of the Canadian visa that the government offers to international students. I want to end with this. I'm going to do this in Spanish. Los beneficios de la visa de estudios canadiense ofrecen que, nada más para ser muy claro, mientras uno está estudiando estudios postsecundarios, una institución reconocida por el gobierno canadiense, puede trabajar medio tiempo, es decir, 20 horas por semana. En épocas de vacaciones puede trabajar tiempo completo. Al graduarse, automáticamente el estudiante está elegible para un Postgraduate Work Permit, que es un permiso laboral hasta por 3 años, que le otorga automáticamente el gobierno canadiense. El permiso de trabajo de tiempo completo para su pareja. Si vienes con tu pareja puede trabajar desde el momento que tú inicias tu carrera, y a lo largo de esos 3 años después de graduarse, también donde tú ya tienes tu permiso laboral, también tu pareja puede seguir trabajando. Si tienen niños chiquitos entre 5 y 18 años, ellos pueden estudiar gratuitamente en el sistema educativo público canadiense, que es rankeado como número 7 en el mundo. Es un excelente sistema de educación pública. Y al año que graduaste y ya empezaste a trabajar, es cuando reúnes ya todos los requisitos para aplicar por la residencia permanente, como es lo que está haciendo Carolina. ¿Okay? Entonces, esos son los beneficios de la visa canadiense, la visa de estudios canadiense, y creo que es el único país en el mundo que ofrece todos esos beneficios, y por eso Canadá es el número 1 en el país como destino para ir a hacer ese tipo de estudios en el mundo hoy día, adelante de todos los demás países. Okay? Muy bien. Well, I think we can bring this to an end. I know, Vicky, it's been a long day for you. You were up very early working with Southeast Asia this morning, so we'll cut it short for you. Thank you very much for your participation today. Always a pleasure to have Bcit with us, a great institution, and I hope the information we shared with you today was of value, was helpful for you to make better decisions to come study in Canada. And I hope you let us assist you and guide you and accompany you through that process of coming to study in Canada. We'd love to help you. And I'm sure if you need further information, either Vicky or Carolina would be available for a little Zoom call with us if we have some specific items that you want to talk about. But I just want to remind you that we have all kinds of special discounts here today. I think we have about 10,000 pesos Mexican pesos worth of discounts on the table, so take advantage of that. Again, use time that we have still, and use the fact that Bcit still has room for September 22, and reserve your spot. You don't have to pay everything today. You just need to start, and the registration fee is free. So that's a nice little help that Bcit is giving us. So with that, I want to thank you, ladies, for your participation today. And I wish you a good evening, and And thank you for all the class team also to help us for helping us putting this event together and all the questions that we have. I know we have more questions, but I know my staff is also answering on the live on the different platforms. So if you want more information, send us your contact information so we can be in touch with you in the next few days. Okay. Mientras tanto, recuerden. Thank you. Sorry, I cut you off. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you very
I
much,
remind
Bruno.
you, les recuerdo que los martes tenemos los episodios de live con Class Education a las 6 de la tarde, hora de México, en Instagram. Y yo les veo el próximo jueves 28 con nuestro próximo episodio de Class Education TV.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Bruno. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thank you. Thank you very much, for everyone. And have a good evening, and we'll see you next week. Buenas tardes, Bruno Perón aquí saludándolos desde Vancouver, Canadá. Pues como pueden ver, aquí en Canadá ya llegó la temporada de otoño y es una temporada hermosa, llena de colores. Y en Class Education es el inicio de nuestra gran temporada de descuentos de otoño 2021. Eso significa para ustedes que tendrán acceso a las mejores promociones con las mejores escuelas, becas, promociones exclusivas, descuentos, precios 2021, aunque vayan a estudiar en 2022. Así que es un momento para apartar su lugar. Regístrense en esta página, déjenos sus datos, estaremos en contacto con ustedes para compartirles los descuentos. Y yo espero verlos muy pronto en Canadá.